Gas station.
Gas to show. That's not the entrance. Bah!
Oh, get up! No. Get up! Can you get up? Someone's at the door. Someone's at the door.
Did you die?
Yeah, that's a death.
Sure, yeah.
We gotta start somewhere, so we might as start here. I guarantee you that's what the movie producers were saying to themselves whenever the concept of Iron Man being a big hit, and, you know, basically them being like, okay, well, I guess let's go all in on this Marvel stuff. And then, here we are 10 plus years later, and actually, it's, God, 15 years now. I didn't think about that. Because it was 2008 when the original Iron Man dropped. And then the tease at the very end. I want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative. Jesus Christ. And just the fact that this is where it started. I know that there's people out there who say, well, technically it didn't start here. It started with, X-Men blowing up at the box office. And then that started a chain reaction. And then there's other people who say, well, no, it was actually Blade that actually was the one that was the catalyst for comic book movies really being popular in the modern age. And it's just like, well, if we're being honest, Batman in 1989. Well, if we're being honest, it was Superman back in 1970. Just let it go, okay? Just shut up. Please. No need to keep muddying up the waters because you want to be the one. I want to be the one that's right. Just admit that you're wrong and move the fuck on with your life. Please. Okay? There. I said it. Iron Man. The beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This movie, when it dropped, I remember saying to myself, if this makes money, I'm excited to see where comic book movies will go from here. Because, X-Men was a success. And this thing, outside of X-Men, Spider-Man, outside of select properties that were more in the popular lexicon of comic books, people knew, who weren't comic book fans, knew about X-Men. They knew about Spider-Man. They had penetrated into the mainstream lexicon, and people were... it's because their cartoons are successful. Iron Man had a cartoon, and it only lasted one season. And I guess this was sort of the litmus test for if these characters could be adapted into the modern era of filmmaking and stand on their own. And here we are. 15 plus years later, this film went from, obscurity, because I remember when the marketing happened for this, a lot of people were just like, it's not going to be as good as you think. But they did everything right. It was one of these rare occurrences where things just went swimmingly. They went perfect. And there are problems with this film, but they are massively outweighed by the positives. So, Nostalgia Critic made a video talking about Iron Man, and I guess I'm going to check it out and see what's up. This is the Nostalgia Critic's review of Iron Man. Wug Dalton. Ralcom May. Camera Chambers. God, what is wrong with me? I have no life.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
Hi, Doug.
Hard to believe one of the most successful, popular, and longest-running cinematic universes of all time. Start with the director coming off of a bomb, an actor scraping for roles, and goop punchline.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, because that's the thing a lot of people forget. Robert Downey Jr., this was after, people forget how big of a fuck-up Robert Downey Jr. was. In the 80s, he had some pretty big roles. He was in some teen comedies. He was in he was rubbing elbows with like the Brat Pack back then, and a lot of people saw him as like, you know, an unofficial member of the Brat Pack. And then eventually throughout the 90s, he kept dealing with substance abuse issues. He kept dealing with problems financially. Every film that he touched was just god awful. And then in the early 2000s, he had a little bit of a rejuvenation. I remember the film that I saw him in that really spoke to me as just like where he could potentially go, because he basically found his mojo again, was the movie Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which if you haven't seen it, I can definitely recommend it. It's written by Shane Black, and it is it features Val Kilmer and Robert Downey Jr. It's easily one of the best like hidden gems of the early 2000s. Anyway, then 2008 rolled around and he was Iron Man. Also, Jon Favreau. Zathura was not a bad movie. Zathura was sort of like a spiritual successor to Jumanji. It just didn't make the money that the studio wanted it to. Anyway.
There's no anniversary or special occasion for this. I think watching Zathura last week just got me going down the Jon Fav rabbit hole, and I was just in the mood to look back on a film that led to what many considered impossible at the time. That being turning big-budget movies into comic book-style serials literally based on comic books. Released in 2008, comic book films were just about to have one of their biggest peaks. With The Dark Knight literally coming out the same year, and, like I said, this film about to launch a cinematic juggernaut. Sometimes with juggernaut. But at the time, Iron Man was certainly known by the average person, but nowhere near as big as Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman.
True.
There were no live-action shows around him. There was a cartoon series that most people didn't even know existed.
Yeah, I know
Tony
about
Stark was not common knowledge. But with the Spider-Man and X-Men movies still holding their own okay, Marvel thought it was time to take Tony out of his cave, so to speak, and thrust him into the spotlight. So, almost 15 years later, is this film deserving to have started one of the most profitable universes of all time?
Yeah.
Well, let's take a closer look.
I think it is.
This is... You know who he is. Oh, right. This is before Mickey said, buy me that! So...
Oh, Jesus.
We got a Paramount release. That must be why the Marvel logo isn't half the film's running time.
Yes.
We open in Afghanistan, so you know it's going to start off low-key. As billionaire Tony Stark, played by Robert Downey Jr., is being transported by the military.
You intimidate them.
Good God, you're a woman. You have actually excellent bone structure there. I'm kind of having a hard time not looking at you now. Is that weird?
I'll Frank into the back here.
Shut up.
If I take a picture with you?
I don't want to see this on your MySpace page.
Oh,
Please.
trust me, you won't.
Oh, God, I forgot about the MySpace reference. Jesus Christ. Also, no gang signs. I'm just going to throw it up.
They're attacked, though, by some of the film's most delicious irony.
Well...
We should text Bruce Wayne and say, now we know what you're talking about. He's captured by, oh, such a disappointing reveal later.
Oh, the 10 rings. Oh. Yeah.
As we flash back to another flashback talking about Tony's rise in the weapons industry.
The passing of a titan. Howard Stark's lifelong friend and ally, Obadiah Stane.
Okay, even as comic book names go,
Obadiah Stane
is a little much.
Yeah. It's hard to reintroduce someone when they have such a big... they exist in the comics.
What was Ezekiel Harsh not available? Abraham Crush Push already taken?
Well, I'm not Tony Stark.
Jeff Bridges plays Jebediah Blemish. In a look that's so different from his usual attire, people didn't even know he was playing the part. Even Marvel, I think, forgot.
Inside there, Lebowski.
Vanity Fair Mag.
Oh my God, that's right. It didn't dawn on me. It didn't dawn on me until just now, that reference.
Can I ask you a couple of questions? You ever lose an hour's sleep your whole life?
Prepared to lose a few with you.
Tony spends most of his time being cocky, spending money he clearly has, and being cocky.
And dicking down hot reporters. I mean, let's just call it for what it is, man.
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time.
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't pay.
And what do you say to your other nickname, the Merchant of Death?
That's not bad.
It probably goes without saying Robert Downey Jr. is beyond perfect in this role.
Yes!
He's full of himself, but he has just enough charm and humanity that you want to root for him.
Yes! That's what I love about
films,
it.
for all their profit, are, shall we say, uneven at best.
2 was trying so hard that, there were things about 2 that I really enjoyed because it helped Tony grow. There was just stuff in the 3rd one I was like, why is this here? It's like, does this need to exist? No. But does it exist? Sadly, yes.
It really is his charisma and perfect balance of likable and flawed that turned him into a timeless icon.
Yeah.
And truth be told, at the time, this was a bit of a risk. Most people know about his past problems with addiction, and before this film, he was getting work, but he was getting punchlines too. It's fitting this is a redemption story because through pure skill and clever choices, he really has turned things around to become, well, let's face it, a relatable hero to a lot of people.
Yeah.
We love Tony and Robert as Tony because they both reflect our failings, but also how those failings can be turned around and create something that'll last long after them. On that note, what's Gwyneth Paltrow been up to lately?
You must be the famous Pepper Potts.
Indeed I am.
Shouldn't you be singing How I'm Your Guest or something?
Tony still has you picking up the dry cleaning.
Occasionally taking out the trash.
Okay, honestly, Paltrow is another one that kind of plays this role to perfection.
Yes.
Her attitude,
She is a great
mannerisms,
Pepper
and
Potts.
both disapproving yet also admiring look she gives to Tony really does give what could have been a throwaway character a lot of dimension. We also get support from Colonel Rhodes, played by Terrence Howard, and Happy, played by Jon Favreau. Thank God being less distracting than Tarantino's performances.
Oh my God, yeah. I think that's why I'm glad that Tarantino doesn't put himself in supporting roles anymore, because his role as Jimmy is iconic. His role as Mr. Brown, a bit overstated, but still good. His roles in later films, you notice the decrease in Tarantino's contributions as an actor later on, but still, anyway.
Or other egomaniacs.
Good call, Doug. Good call out on him. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'm probably going to have to bite that bullet, too, because once y'all see the next film we got coming out, that's... I tried, okay? I tried.
Roles they have, they do a good job being the straight men to Tony's one-liners.
What's wrong with you? I got caught doing a piece for Vanity Fair.
He really is the entire cast of Succession in one man, isn't he?
Yes.
He travels to Afghanistan while doing a weapons demonstration for the army. He gets captured like we saw before and is given basically a metal heart to keep him alive by another prisoner named Jensen, played by Sean Tube. The terrorists say they want the two of them to build a missile, and when Stark refuses, it goes about as well as you think. Oh, if only Iron Man were here. Oh, wait. So basically, this whole 20 minutes or so is about as perfect filmmaking as you can expect for something like this.
Yeah.
Everything here is done right. Every emotion you're supposed to feel, you feel. His friendship with Jensen, his hatred for his captors, feeling the amount of time going by, his brilliant plan to act like he's building a missile when really he's building an escape plan just split into parts. Seeing Tony taken out of his glamorous world to witness what his weapons are being used for and being forced to make more of them is the perfect setup for why he becomes who he becomes. And it's not like he's bratty at first either, like throwing a bunch of quips and insults and stuff like that. He immediately understands the gravity of the situation and treats it seriously, so it's believable. We're rooting for him because he does understand the danger, and therefore we feel the weight of what's going on. I know a lot of people love seeing him fly around and blow shit up, but for me, these are the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, the more human moments. You see, that's what's missing with the Marvel movies nowadays. There's no, like, it feels as though all of the humanity has been stripped out, and instead it's just quips, one-liners, haha, funny moments, character sure is dumb, or action set pieces thrown in. They basically sapped out all the humanity and just are cranking these things out just so that they can... sorry. But for me, after Endgame, there really isn't... I haven't been as impressed with Marvel. Barely have I been impressed with Marvel. I at first liked WandaVision, but then going back and watching it again, I'm just like, yeah, this is not good. I tried rewatching it, and halfway through I was just like, why did I not notice that this was like, wow.
When they say he has 1 day left to deliver, he has to move up his escape plan, but the terrorists catch on and kill Jensen.
Thank you for saving me. Don't waste it. Don't waste your lives.
I will partially honor that. My one complaint in this entire sequence, I think they should have played the Black Sabbath song here. It's great.
Yes. Yes. Because it was in the trailer. That's the thing. The Iron Man song was in the trailer during this part, and it was so good. Especially when it went with the beat, you know, the him hitting the door. Dude, that was so hype.
Great in the end credits, but how cool would it have been with all this build-up to finally see this suit, and the first thing you hear is, I am Iron Man! All pants would be splooged by that point.
Yes.
Seeing him get revenge here is so gratifying, and all that is because of how effectively and patiently the previous scenes were done.
My turn.
We thank you, Lord, for this moment we're about to receive. Oh, fire! It's coolest when it flies.
Yes.
But the suit still has some bugs and conks out on him while taking off. He's eventually found, though, and taken back home.
I want an American cheeseburger. I want you to call for a press conference now.
Call
Yes.
for a press conference?
Yeah, Hogan,
What on earth?
drive.
The people must know
Happy
I was
Hogan.
embarrassed being in the Shaggy Dog. Speaking of his press conference and Burger King, if I was a billionaire tortured by terrorists, I'm setting up a menu-style killing spree so the chef can make that cheeseburger as his last reflection of joy.
Oh. No, dude, fuck the menu. There's only a few things about it I liked. Ralph Fiennes, Anya Taylor-Joy, and a few other things, but dear God, is that such a pretentious, like it I get it. I get why people like it. Not for me.
That's the goddamn cheeseburger I'm getting. And he announces he's changing his ways.
I'm with the Strategic Homeland Intervention Enforcement and Logistics Division.
I remember when I first saw Coulson, and he said that. I had that little perk up moment in the back of my hair, the hair on the back of my hair, the hair on the back of my hair, the hair on the back of my head stood up, and I like elbowed my friend like Gary, who I was watching this with. I was just like, "Hey, buddy, he's from S.H.I.E.L.D." And he's like, "What?"
That's quite a mouthful.
I know. We're working on it.
ABC is thinking of calling it canceled.
While I sit here and I call it a tragedy.
I came to realize that I have more to offer this world than just making things to blow up.
I can offer quips, and then things that'll blow up. I myself may blow up too. He says he's shutting down the weapons manufacturing division, which doesn't make Hezekiah Whitwise very happy.
Where is it? It's inside.
You're pulling up on the Segway. It's so good.
Even with a badass suit and a cigar, nobody can make a Segway look good.
Oh, come on. He pulled it off.
What do you think the over-under on the stock drop is going to be? 40 points? You got to let me handle this. We're going to have to play a whole different kind of ball now.
Trust me, before I made this film, I did a movie where I played a surfing penguin. I make good choices.
A hippie surfing penguin. Advertising.
Hey, Doug. Happy birthday, Doug. Oh, is it my birthday, Doug? No, it isn't, Doug. Oh, sorry, Doug. It's okay, Doug. You still get a present, Doug.
Hey, Patty's Irish Pub. He's wearing it. God, I love the fact that he loves Always Sunny.
Why, thank you, Doug. You're welcome, Doug. Who got this for me, Doug? It's from you, Doug. Why, thank you, Doug. Because it's good to get you some presents. You know, one of the most awesome days of the month is when our box of awesome from Bespoke Post arrives. So we're just gonna go ahead and unbox this thing right now and tell you what we got. Okay, fast forward a bit. There we go. Doug. Okay, enough of that.
Yeah.
It's a Peak CPO jacket from Line of Trade. Why, that's a great company. They specialize in goods that were designed to withstand the rigors of day-to-day life. Wow. Why don't you go ahead and try it on, Doug? One of the coolest things about Bespoke Post is that every unique item is hand-curated from a small business that you probably would never have heard of otherwise.
Yep.
From cozy essentials to travel must-haves and cocktail kits,
That Damascus blade looks awesome. Wouldn't mind having that. Also, did they literally send you rye whiskey? Because if so, I'll take that rye whiskey.
Box of Awesome has everything you need this month.
Come on, Doug. You almost got it.
To get started, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right box.
Okay. Yeah. I love the... okay. I love the fishing blade here. Also, also bar essentials. Not just the flask and the bar spoon. Well, flask, bar spoon. Also, the strainer and the measuring cups. Also, sick tomahawk or hatchet.
Box of Awesome for you. They release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories. Each box is valued at around $70, but you only pay a fraction of that price. Plus, with each Box of Awesome, you'll be supporting small businesses. 90% of everything that comes in your Box of Awesome is from a small, up-and-coming brand. It's free to sign up, and you can skip a month or cancel anytime. Look at that. You look just like the guy in the picture. One unbelievable story. I tire of you. Get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at Box of Awesome.
It's like I know how y'all tire of me.
Hey, Nostalgia at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code Nostalgia for 20% off your first box. That's boxofawesome.com, code Nostalgia. This was a good day, Doug. Thank you, Doug. Farewell forever. The sponsorship is done. I won't miss you. Goodbye!
Damn. Self-hate isn't funny, Doug. I'm offended. Because I too hate myself.
Doug plays Arkham Asylum for the first time ever every Friday on Twitch.
Really?
We'll have content 5
That's
days a week.
interesting.
Hope to see you there.
Arguably the best Batman game ever. I'd say Arkham City's a bit better. But Arkham Knight is good, but not as good as the first two.
I don't know whether to describe as horrifyingly romantic or romantically horrifying. Pepper switches out Tony's heart with an upgrade. For no other reason except she's the only one he trusts.
Don't ever ask me to do anything like that ever again.
I don't have anyone but you.
Also, if I ever need brain surgery, I'm having you be the doctor because I don't have anyone else to trust but you. I might have hit my head when I fell. Tony starts building the Iron Man suit and montages we've seen a million times, but A, we all love these montages, don't act like you don't. And B, Robert Downey really does breathe new life into them.
Receive 10% thrust capacity, achieves lift. 3, 2, 1.
Oh!
Pepper, can you sew my nose back onto my face? I don't have anyone else, but...
Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, let's make this helmet look a lot bigger on the inside than it really is.
We're online and ready.
Start the virtual walk around.
Once he thinks it's ready, he tries taking it on its first test flight.
Sometimes you gotta run before you can walk. In 3, 2, 1.
That's what I would have expected to happen. Also, this right here.
Before you can walk.
He thinks it's ready.
Also, this saying right here.
Taking it on its first test flight.
Sometimes you gotta run before you can walk.
My physical therapist. Hey, wait, stop! Oh. Yeah, okay, we're gonna need to repair your ACL. All right, nurse, get back in here.
In 3, 2, 1.
Okay, it goes a little better than that as he flies around the city, but also flies so high that his suit freezes and he plummets. Not a great plan. He comes back online just in time, of course, and he arrives at home to see a gift from Pepper.
Proof that Tony Stark has a
his heart is cold, empty, and non-functional. That is sweet.
Red hot red carpet is right here at the Disney Concert Hall.
Wait, they haven't bought me yet, have they? He shows up to the event filled with celebrities and watchers, and...
Oh, yeah. R.I.P. Stan.
He does something he certainly couldn't have done at home. Flirt with Pepper. Sorry, I'm just too salty for this, Pepper.
Oh, Doug.
He discovers that his weapons are being used by terrorists once more, but this time he's gonna put a stop to it. Yeah, actually, the same way he put a stop to it before.
Just in a much more effective manner.
This is another example of these effects don't look real, but they look good.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was amazing! Very cool. Oh man, that was really awesome, man. No notes. The military season 2 and decides to take him down.
Mark your position and return to base. Roger that, ball.
lets Rhodes know what's going on and accidentally Pepper as well.
Let's face it, this is not the worst thing you've caught me doing.
Agreed.
Yeah. Oh.
Now that I'm trying to protect the people that I put in harm's way, you're gonna walk out?
You're gonna kill yourself, Tony.
Let me at least tell you of the flawlessness of this Ultron plan I got cooking up. But it looks like Joshua Splat is the evil mastermind behind everything, and he uses Stark's technology to incapacitate him.
A new generation of weapons with this at its heart.
They'll make snarky one-liners before they blow up, but they will be cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, 435 million. Jesus wept.
He leaves him to die, but Iron Tin Man remembers he didn't need a wizard to get a heart, did he?
Also, the crushing of the AC Cobra still hurts me. Still hurts me to this day.
If the first third is the strongest part of the movie, the last third is the weakest part.
Agreed.
First off, it gives the one weird Pepper Potts line delivery. Seriously, I swear she becomes Mark Wahlberg from The Happening here.
My key's not working. It's not opening the door. Oh, wow. What's that? It's like a little device. It's like a thing that's going to pick the lock.
Look, I don't know if you guys have heard about this article in the New York Times about honeybees vanishing.
God.
Second, I will love this guy as a main villain, but not as a surprise villain. It feels so good seeing Stark get revenge with the terrorists because you've seen the hell they put him through. But the final boss should be equally built up. Hell, more built up. And twist villains don't usually have that because there's supposed to be a surprise.
Yeah.
A twist villain is good for a mystery. Who done it? Can you figure it out? But they're not really that great for a big epic climax because you haven't spent that much time hating them.
I think Doug hits the nail on the head here because I think this would have made Ivan Vanko that much more of an effective villain in the second one. Because here, I would have had Obi basically just doing, like, just pulling the business shit behind Tony's back, and then Tony learns about it, and he confronts him about it. But yeah, I would say this right here. As much as I love Jeff Bridges, he has some of the weakest parts at the end of the film.
As such, when Solomon Smack has to say all these evil one-liners in his Full Metal Alchemist cosplay, it's kind of like...
Ow! Well, okay.
These evil one-liners in his Full Metal Alchemist cosplay...
Al is not the Full Metal Alchemist. He is the brother of the Full Metal Alchemist. I know that Doug's making a reference to the show Full Metal Alchemist, but just I find it hilarious that he said that, and Alphonse is always confused as, oh, so you're the Full Metal Alchemist. I can see why you're wearing that giant set of armor.
It's kind of lame.
For 30 years I've been holding you up. I've made some upgrades of my own. I love this suit. Collateral damage, Tony.
Yeah, guess I'm killing families in public now. I don't know. Sure, stocks won't be affected by this.
Also, is he roaring?
Do not abide. Dude, smash!
Even a T-Rex would be like, dude, you have to have better lines than that.
Yeah.
I never had a taste for this sort of thing.
It shows. Seriously, am I supposed to take any of this seriously? I just want him any second to shout, I am the Lino! They short-circuit his suit, resulting in a, oh my god, Skybeam! I didn't know you went back this far. And he's taking
Yeah.
The movie wraps up quick, but honestly, on one of the best notes a movie like this could.
I am Iron Man.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Boom.
What a great spot to leave off.
Yes.
Imagine not knowing there's gonna be other Marvel movies, an extended universe, any of that. You just have a guy tell the world his secret identity at the end of the first movie.
Yeah.
What is gonna come of that? And by God, what is gonna come of that with this character? Also, it's pretty cool this little stinger legit earns all the hype it built up.
Yes.
Who the hell are you? Nick Fury. I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative.
If there's anything mermaids have taught me, it's that if you change the race, nobody's gonna see it. So
The truth is, it had already been swapped in the comics, and plus, It's Sam fucking Jackson, dude.
Sorry, MCU, there's just no money in this. And that was Iron Man.
Well, okay, hold on. Let me do a little quick Googling here. Yeah. Turns out it was Mark Millar and Brian Hitch in 2002 with the relaunch of Nick Fury, where they made him look like Samuel L. Jackson. And they did it without his permission. That's awesome. They did it without his permission. And because they got him for the film. Holy shit, I didn't know that. That's awesome. I'll show y'all. Like, this is this is awesome. Look at this. Look at this shit right here. Nick Fury was white, but in a 2002 comic book, Mark Millar and artist Brian Hitch made him into a black guy that looked like Samuel L. Jackson. And they did it without the actor's permission. This bold move had repercussions. No shit. I love this, dude. God, I love stuff like that in comics and media. I mean, you take risks, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't in tremendous fashion.
Flawed, but not in a major way. I do kind of wish the last third was as epic as the first third, but this is still a pretty decent origin story that led to a lot more epic moments, and man, again, this really is Downey Jr.'s movie. That's not all to say it's poorly written or directed or anything like that, but I feel like the mistakes would have stood out a lot more if his charm wasn't anchoring the whole thing. I don't know if there's ever going to be reboots of Tony Stark as Iron Man in the near or far future, but if there are, they have an incredibly hard act to follow with him. While I wouldn't say this is one of the great comic book movies, it is one that stands out because of what it started and, in some respects, the formula it set up. Yes, Marvel movies have varying styles, but you know everyone points to this saying it has to be in the same universe where this Iron Man can exist as well.
Yes.
Whatever style you go for, it can't be too different from this. And it's kind of neat observing that foundation all these years later. It's a good time, a good start, and over a decade later, still a good movie.
Agreed.
I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember. Hey, wait a minute. Next month is March. You know what that means?
Uh-oh.
Pirates Month!
Savvy.
Oh, wow, what's that? It's like a little device. It's like a thing that's gonna pick the lock.
Yes, Pepper. Yes. Now, I want you... Actually, it's a retina scanner. I want you to look directly at it, like about 2 inches away, and... All right, boys, let's keep moving. So, yeah. Iron Man. Still a banger of a flick. I mean... And I get what Doug is saying. I think that where Obadiah Stane being the main villain of the film, which... Obadiah, instead of Obadiah Stane, I would have gone with, like, Obadiah Smith. Obadiah Smith, I think, would work better because where he considers himself an ironmonger and blacksmiths work in iron, it would still work in terms of just naming reference. So, yeah, Iron Man is still a banger of a flick, and I think that overall, I still give it a 9 out of 10. The flaws are there. I mean, there is no movie without flaws. But dear God, when this thing is firing on all cylinders, it is hands down one of the best action adventure films over the last 20 years, easily. And I would say it's a watershed moment for the Marvel films as a whole. I don't think that there was a better Marvel film that came out until Avengers. I mean, until the first Avengers flick. And then even after that, I would still say Civil War. Civil War is still probably my favorite my favorite Marvel movie. Not counting Avengers films. Because I still think that Infinity War and Endgame together are just Jesus. The amount of just epicness and awesomeness that is in those films, the spectacle alone drives them like above and beyond. Yeah, where do you all still personally rank Iron Man? I mean, is it in your Marvel top 10? Because there's I would say the Infinity War, the Infinity War saga, I would definitely say is definitely in the top 10, if not the top 5 of the of like all the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But yeah, anyway, I think that's gonna do it. So until next time, everyone, signing off. I'm Nate. I will see you then. Peace.